Hello friends and welcome to Fire Emblem Discussion. I've been playing Tearing Saga on the channel and I just decided to look into more of its history and backstory and where it came from to share with you guys today. I've really enjoyed the game. It's a really great story and it definitely is a worthy spiritual successor to Fire Emblem and it's really good. So Tearing Saga was actually created by the man behind Fire Emblem, the first Fire Emblem games, Shouzou Kaga, who is largely credited for creating, designing, and writing the story of all 5 of those games. Now, Tearing Saga was Kaga's vision for the future of Fire Emblem, as opposed to what we got in Fire Emblem 6 or Fire Emblem The Binding Blade. Now, after FE5, due to some disagreement of some sort with intelligence systems or higher-ups at Nintendo or whatever it was, Shouzou Kaga left the company and, started his own. And again, just made his own game and planned on having it be the next game in his story, this larger story that he's been creating. I've heard that before and I was just kind of like, okay, whatever. And the story goes that there were legal things that happened that Nintendo was like, hey, you can't use our characters and whatnot. You can't use the emblem name in your game. That's illegal. So he had to go change a bunch of stuff. So for instance, the main character, Runen, originally looked like this, and now he looks like this in the final version. And like the opening title screen did look like this, and the game was called Emblem Saga, but because of the similarity to Fire Emblem, it was changed to Tearing Saga in this opening screen. And another thing that was changed, obviously to distance himself from the Fire Emblem IP, was the opening text. At the beginning of Tearing Saga, there's an opening text scroll that gives a kind of a synopsis of the world. It's almost like the beginning of Star Wars, where you just kind of get all the information you need to get thrown into the story. But there is an alternate text to what is actually seen in the game that was a pre-release version or a prototype version that was used. And it just really strengthens the idea that Tearing Saga was 100% set in the same world as the previous Fire Emblem games, and it was supposed to be the continuation of Shouzou Kaga's story. So I'm going to read it and then I'll break it down. And this is obviously not an official translation of it from Japanese to English. This is just what's on the cuttingroomfloor.net. So I'm going to be reading what they have here, and we may have to interpret some things and change some names to make more sense with what we know, but they're close. So we'll go into it. So the troubadour Lewin singeth, "For Theria, land of the sleeping gods, a land unable to escape from war. For so long as people are human, the sins of history are doomed to repeat. Long ago, war was fought for generations between two sides, the aboriginal Canaanites of the island continent Fortheria and the immigrant Ugandi of the mainland continent. Because of this long-standing opposition, or perhaps in spite of it, the Canaanites founded the Empire of the Dark God, while the Ugandi built the Kingdom of Reeve. The Kingdom of Reeve was whittled away by the Empire, who had obtained the favor of the Dark God. After years of successive blunders and disaffection of the corrupt royalty, the Reevan capital of Liberant finally capitulated. In response to this, an alliance of small countries dotted the Sinai coastline. Maul, Welt, and Blad rose up against the Empire. At the site of Fort Vault, they faced Arcturus, a renowned Canaanite commander, and Cronion, the demonic dragon who truly controlled the Empire. In the face of these enemies, the Alliance suffered a great defeat, and so 2 years have passed since the fall of the Kingdom of Reeve. There are a couple of names here that are really interesting to point out. First, Lewin, who is the troubadour that is being quoted in this opening text. Lewin is the name of a bard, or later to be revealed, spoilers for Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War, is revealed to be, and it's pretty quick in the story, is revealed to be a prince and the rightful heir to the Kingdom of Cilicia. And he in the beginning of Genealogy of the Holy War, he's found as a bard, just like a traveling bard. So it makes some sense that it would be, from his point of view, it's kind of fun. And the next is the immigrants of Ugandi of the main and the immigrant Jugandi of the mainland continent. So Jugandi, Yggdrasil, so people from Yggdrasil of the mainland continent. So it seems Tearing Saga was meant to take place in the same world as FE4 and 5, which also takes place in the same world as 3, 2, and 1, just in different time frames. But it seems it was meant to take place in the same time frame as the Yggdrasil games, or FE4 and FE5, but not on the main continent. It was meant to be on some other place, an island off of the main continent, by the name of Fortheria, right? So all this combined, everything we've talked about today, it's pretty obvious that this was meant to be the next game in, or the next chapter in the story of Shouzou Kaga's grand plan for the series. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that this is really the direction that Shouzou Kaga would have taken Fire Emblem had he not left Intelligent Systems? Do you think we would have gotten this same story that stayed in the Yggdrasil area? Or do you think it would have been completely different? And do you think it would have been better for Fire Emblem if Tearing Saga would have been Fire Emblem 6? Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll catch you next time.